Yeah. It's TDPHINSTALK. We done came so far. Gotta keep going. Hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out DDW. He's great and that's my peer review. These haters keep on hating and it's starting to feel like deja vu. Insanity and Chef Jew. I can't forget my day one crew. EM Reason Ball Game. The recognition's overdue. I share with you my point of view and this is what it's got us to success. My haters say I'm a mess. They say that I'm a pest and I depress. And I'm obsessed with causing stress, but yet the stress they can't suppress. Nonetheless, I just impress because I'm blessed and they oppress. I know the answers, they just guess. When they play checkers, I play chess. When they regress, I make progress. And my attention, they get less. They feel neglected, CPS. If they don't pay, I repossess. Now I digress and decompress and take resets and clear my chest. I must confess, I am the best. Like, hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out DDW. He's great and that's my peer review. These haters keep on hating and it's starting to feel like deja vu. Insanity and Chef Jew. I can't forget my day one crew. EM Reason Ball Game. The recognition's overdue. I share with you my point of view and this is what it's got us to success. On the road to the Super Bowl, no matter the cost, man, we willing to pay the toll. 50 plus years and they all ended in tears. Now it's time to pop bottles, celebrate, scream cheers. Hey, this is 2022. TD on the mic repping my team. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Over 20,000 subs. Look at how much we done grew. Shout out to my day one crew. We only here because of you. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday and a blessed Tuesday. Shout out to the mod squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Make sure that you hit the like button on your way in the building. And if you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because it is free. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is free to subscribe for a limited time only. No, I'm just kidding. It's always free to subscribe, all right? But we got breaking news coming out of Miami. Let me go ahead and pull it up. The injuries are piling up in the secondary, and I got to be honest with y'all, I'm a little more concerned than maybe I should be. Maybe y'all can talk me down and cool me off. Let me see here. Let me pull it back up. I got to go back to find it. Let me go back and find all the details because earlier today they told us that Xavier Howard, Nick Needham, Croson, and Eric Rowe did not practice. And I told everybody on Twitter I'm concerned about this. Most people clapped back at me on Twitter and said, "Bro, they're just taking precaution. They're resting them." But it looks like, no, that's not the case. Barry Jackson just reported about an hour ago, besides Byron Jones being ruled out for the first 4 games, Xavier Howard actually has a minor injury per NFL Network. Thank God it's minor. We don't know what that means, but that's minor. Okay, I can live with you telling me it's minor, but I hope it's not one of those minor things that lingers on. But the rest of them are concerning to me. We're already out Byron Jones, and you got Nick Needham and Croson remains on a limited basis, which means they're dealing with the Nick as well. And then on top of that, this is the one that hit me actually the hardest, the true injury, Eric Rowe, his shoulder, and he wasn't even spotted at practice today. He wasn't even spotted today. That's the one that really has me a little torn because all those other guys being banged up is already bad enough and getting the news about Byron. But if y'all remember, if you watched the game Saturday, there was a play where they pulled Eric Rowe, where he took himself out of the game, and that right arm was just dead. He was walking to the sideline like this, and that right arm was just hanging. And I told y'all on the live stream, Eric Rowe coming out of the game, he looks banged up. That right shoulder don't look good, but hopefully it's not that serious. And we left it right there. He has a shoulder injury. You saw it in that game where it was just limp and he was coming to the sideline. That ain't just no little nick. That's one of those shoulder injuries that tend to bother you for a long time. Them stingers, those little nerve ones. And I hope he gets better sooner than later. But to know that he wasn't even spotted today is more concerning than I like. I could see if Eric Rowe was limited or didn't practice, but he was there, but not even to be there. That's not a good thing. So as of right now, I'm considering him being out until we get more details from Mike McDaniel about what's actually going on with him. We just got a lot of unfortunate news today. A lot of good things with the roster, but there's some unfortunate things happening. And the sucky thing is it's happening primarily in the secondary. Period. It's all happening in the secondary. And so we just got to keep our eyes open for these situations. Hopefully they don't get worse and they get better soon. Van Ginkel didn't practice either, but we already know why Van Ginkel isn't practicing. We know what his issue is. That's why they brought in Flowers as well. So we're already clear on his situation, but the secondary, this is all new news. So basically our offense is out there gaining more confidence because whoever's left, I'm sure they just destroying them. I mean, who is left? When you look at the 53, who's left now in the secondary? If Needham, Croson, Xavier Howard, nor Byron is practicing, who's left? Who's left? Cahoon, Brandon Jones. Well, we know our safeties are good at the starting position. So Noah and Cahoon. Man, how do you pronounce his man's name? Cahoon or K-Ho? Well, when I do a panel, I'll have to ask y'all so y'all can sound it out for me. So our wide receivers and our quarterbacks should be getting nothing but confidence right now because they should be ripping this defense up every day in practice. The pass rush get discouraged because they like, man, y'all need, but it is what it is. Noah pisses me off. Come on, Noah's gonna ball out this year. Like, what if he does? I mean, come on. Like, I know y'all get mad at me when I be telling y'all the truth. Noah just ain't it, and then I come back with some. But what if he does? I mean, I can't help it. I love the Dolphins. I love my team. I want to be optimistic. I tell y'all the same thing. I don't know about Tua, but what if he ball out this year? What if maybe he can? I don't know. So at the end of the day, man, it's like you just hope, you wish for the best. You wish for the best in this team, man. I just hate that all of this is coming out now. Only good part about all of this is, hey, we still got like 10, 11 days. We got, 11, 12 days before the first game. So hopefully we get some help between that time we get these guys back. But I feel like they will be missing out on some valuable reps, especially since this is where you want to work on zone a whole lot more because you're going to run zone a whole lot more not having Byron Jones out there. It's going to happen. So I think Campbell will make an impact. I hope so. We do this every year and say, I think this guy, I think that guy, I think this guy. Let's be honest. If you ain't Xavier Howard or Byron Jones, you can make an impact, but you ain't going to be them. Let's just come to the realization that right now we're going to be operating with an area that will be challenged. You will be challenged. And that's a fact. So we'll see how that turns out. D-Wade said, fingers crossed, man. Who you telling, man? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sitting over here like, man, y'all better tell us something about Waddle. Is it okay or is it more serious than y'all telling us? Because Mike McDaniel and all his wisdom, and y'all told me to listen to what he said when it came to Byron Jones. And I'm going to keep calling y'all out about it. Because a month ago, I told y'all I'm concerned about Byron Jones. TD, man, just stop that. Stop being negative. Mike McDaniel already told you he'll be back week 1. You just making stuff up, bro, for clicks. I know what time it is with Byron Jones. I know when it may be a little bit more serious than they making it seem. Because Byron would want to be out there practicing. And to know that he just sat the entire camp and ain't getting no work in, he wasn't nowhere close to returning in. And I was already skeptical. I'm like, what, he gonna just, okay, he healthy the day before the game and just play? No, it don't work like that. He also got to get in game shape and get himself together. Why could it not be Jones' fault, TD? Well, what do you mean about his fault? Lamar Jackson may get traded to Miami Dolphins. Those things I ain't worried about. But why would it be Byron Jones' fault? Byron Jones sat in camp. That means he's not 100% yet. Exactly. He ain't 100%. But to sit here and say he'll be back by week 1, first of all, you need to be 100% at least 3 weeks before the start of the season to be sitting here saying he'll be back week 1. They knew that something was wrong and that it wasn't the timetable that they were giving us. Basically what happened, guys, Byron went in and he basically told them, man, it's still bothering me, because they expected today for him to give them news that said, hey, I'm good. Yeah, I feel better. It's not bothering me. We keep testing it and it's not bothering me. But that ain't what he's feeling. He's feeling, yeah, I can still feel, I need to continue to do a little bit more rehab. And this was the deadline. And if you still got to do a little more rehab and it ain't 100%, the truth of the matter is you don't know when he gonna return. And that's another thing. Just because they put him on the pup and we're like, well, Byron will be back week 5. Who the heck said that? We don't know when he's gonna be back. The earliest he can come back is week 5, but we have no clue when he'll be back. Because in my eyes, if he felt that he should have been better in about 4 weeks, then they would have never put him on the pup, because he would have been back game 3 during some of the toughest games we got. They would have just sat him and didn't dress him. He wouldn't have been one of the 46 dressed for the first 2 weeks. So that tells you something right there. You better hope he comes back week 5. And now they're going to be faced with a dilemma, because if they know for a fact that he'll be back week 5, they ain't going to get no corner. But if they go out there and they get another corner, a decent one at that, because you ain't going to find nobody out there that's Byron. You might get lucky and find somebody close, but not him. So if they go out there and get somebody close, then that tells you it's worse than it seems. It's going to be a little longer than it seems. So we'll see. Time shall tell, man. I know y'all throwing out names, but these names y'all throwing out also going to have a price tag. Is Chris Greer going to be willing to dig into that money that he want to use for next year? I don't know. We'll see. Pete's take. What up, Pete? He said Byron's scared of the first 4 games. Oh, my gosh. Aguilar is his nightmare. We screwed, TD, but I think this is why they got extra pass rush help. Ingram and Flowers. We'll see, Pete. Hope we get Alec Lindstrom off waivers. Time always tells. Right now, all the hope and go get this guy, go get that guy. Time will tell. Time will tell. Remember, you get somebody off waivers, you still got to offer them an actual deal. It's other teams that's going to want people. How much can how much are you going to give on a contract? That's what it's going to come down to. Alex Leatherwood, another one. We'll see. Got right tackles out here. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I did just see that Jesse Davis just got traded to the Steelers. Or Flores. Somebody said Flores. That's a Flores trade. No, I'm sure they said how was his work ethic, and Flores said he's a hard worker. He's a hard worker. But he just got traded to the Steelers. Thank God we play them. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna be mad if he over there doing his job for the Steelers and doing it well. Neither here nor there. But yeah, man, this is gonna get very interesting. TD is Captain Obvious. LOL. I appreciate it, man. That mean I'm right on point. I speak facts if I'm Captain Obvious, baby. I'll take that. But yeah, also, we'll see what Chris Greer ends up doing at the end of the day, because that's another roster spot that is not going to be occupied by Byron Jones. Now, on another note, on the offensive side of the ball, let's get something clear here, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it'll be a little tougher for this defense. I need y'all to understand, last year, first of all, get this straight. We have the exact same starters on defense as last year, with the exception of Melvin Ingram because of Van Ginkel being out. So we had the same starters. Same starters, okay? And when Byron them was hurt last year, we were terrible. As soon as they got healthy, we went to playing our style of football. And I continue to stress this to people to help them understand that our defense, what we do best, is very scheme specific, but it starts with those two guys on the boundary. If they can hold it down with minimal help, we're going to kill teams. We're going to get at them. They're going to be desperate. They're going to be shaking. They're going to be nervous. They're going to be tripping. They're going to suffer. Because we got two guys that we ask them and tell them, we're not giving you help. We're not giving you help. Which allows an extra one or two people to help out in every other area. So when one of those guys is hurt, they get exposed and risk further injury, getting targeted on that one-on-one island stuff. And they can't keep up. They're not as agile. They're not as fast, whatever the injury is. So what does this defense do? They lean on more zone and try to keep them out there, but lean on zone more to bend but don't break. And we've seen it for 3 freaking years now. This team can't play zone to save their life. We don't need to kid ourselves. We don't need to say, yeah, they'll get better now. They still getting ripped up in zone in practice. They still get ripped up by everybody we play in zone. We don't have the linebackers to execute it great. It's just a fact. We don't. And for people that's saying, yeah, but we improved our pass rush because when you're playing zone, you really are relying on your pass rush to hurry up and get there, because all zones break down after about 3.5 seconds. They like obliterated after that. But we have never had an organic pass rush when you're rushing 4. Yeah, but that's why we improved our D-line. We have the same players, and the improvement is depth. It's depth. The same guys, ladies and gentlemen. So what does that mean? Our defense could have a little bit of struggle early on. What does that mean? Our offense is going to have to carry us a little more. That's what we went and got Tyreek and these guys for. So the offense can impact the team more. But now you're not just going to be able to impact it to where you improve and now we're a winning team going to the playoffs. Now you're going to have that improved impact plus a little bit of carrying. It's going to be required. But that's why we got the weapons. That's why we got the improved version of Tua Tagovailoa. We got better protection. We got running backs who are capable. And now our offense we're going to have to lean on them a little more than we thought we would. And the truth of the matter is, in these first 4 games, we might have to put up 30 every week. We might have to put up 30 every week to have a chance to have a winning record. I'm not sure. All this talk from different people saying it's going to take at least 6 weeks for us to get into a rhythm because don't forget, this is a new system. And y'all know me, I get a little, facetious with them. No, did you not see what we did versus Philly? I kind of mess with them, but I'm just joking when I say that. But yeah, it could still, this is a new system, new coach. It could take a few weeks for this offense to even gel. Because I keep telling y'all, stop looking at the freaking Eagles crap, man. They didn't tell us nothing. It could take several weeks. I'm calling on this team to try their very best to end 5 weeks 3-2. We got to figure out a way to go 3-2 in the first 5. And in my opinion, that would be success. 2-3, given our circumstance, it's not failure, but we're a little behind. I don't care who get hurt. 1-4, unacceptable. 0-5, fire everybody. It's Skylar time as far as I care. But I'm looking for this team to find a way to go 3-2. That's simply taking care of the teams you're supposed to take care of, as in the Jets and the Patriots. Beat both of them and get one solid win out of the 3 big dogs we're going to play in: the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Buffalo Bills. If you lose the Buffalo, I won't hold that against you. You're going to need to be full strength, full power versus a team like that. Same thing with the Bengals. We got to get that Ravens game. We got to figure out a way to get it done. 3-2 has to be done. 2-3, it's a letdown. But I'm not going to be mad, but at the same token, God dog, that's where I'm at with it. Now, 4-1, we going to the Super Bowl. With the injuries and what we dealing with, 4-1, man. Now we ain't going to the Super Bowl, but we gonna compete. We can compete with anybody. In 5-0, we going to the Super Bowl, baby. But it's not gonna be easy. If you're a Dolphin fan that understands the X's and O's and the dynamic of our team and the scheme we like to run, then you'll realize this is actually bigger than people are making it out to be on our defense. Everybody's brushing it off. Yeah, we still got them. They'll scheme it and figure it out. This is bigger if you understand the type of defense. The only defense that we've successfully run in 3 years is the pressure-based defense. And that pressure don't come with a basic 4 guys rushing. Not even a 5 guys rushing. It's that 0 look, backing out, or coming, whatever it is. That's the only success we've had on defense. Outside of Xavier Howard doing his thing and getting us some picks. And that's another thing you got to keep your eye on this year with Xavier Howard having a minor injury. I need to know what that minor injury is. I hope he ain't out there laboring something, getting beat on occasions, because he's dealing with a little something. We've seen that. We've seen that before. The last 2 years. 2 different Xavier Howards. Like, man, Xavier Howard getting cooked. What's up with him? For about 5 weeks, and then all of a sudden, X says he feels healthy now, and now he getting picks left and right and everything. So that, in which verifies, yeah, that means he was hurt. Steve Rose said, you have injuries. to be a contender, you need to be able to flat out outscore teams. Can the offense pick up the defense for once and put up 35 when needed? Y'all answer the question. Y'all answer the question. Yes or no in the comment section. Great super chat, bro. Y'all answer the question. Can the offense pick up the defense for once and put up 35 if needed? Put it in the comment section. Yes or no? Y'all answer that. Because people don't understand what 35 points means. Get the Eagles game out your head. 35 points is tough. Finding the end zone 5 times is tough. Let me poll it this way. Can the O carry the D? Or let me go a step further. I'm gonna say for the first 4 games. I'm gonna go that step further because I want you to also think about the competition we got to play. I just polled it. Go on YouTube, fill out the poll. I want to know what y'all think. Can the offense carry the defense for the first 4 games? I want to know what y'all think. And remember, that could also mean we may not have as many turnovers that we rely on. Because don't look for any team to be targeting Xavier Howard. Now they have options that they can go ahead and target. And so far we got 113 votes and it's 51% no, 49 yes. Keep voting. Let's get 200 votes because we got 500 people in the building. And let's get 200 likes on this video. Hit that like button. William Ray with the donation. I appreciate you, homie. He said the best defense is offensive efficiency. If our offense is on the field, the opposing offense is on the sideline watching. Time to play keep away. I'm so glad you said that. That's a amazing super chat. Great point, bro, because that leads me to another thing that makes me more concerned. But what you said is 1,000% correct. This is the game plan, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only way. But guess what? Mike McDaniel's system is all about offensive efficiency and time of possession, holding that ball, keeping the score low. But what do you need in order to do that? Put it in the comment section. What do you need in order to do that? It's simple. It's just one thing you need to be able to do that. One thing. Thank you. I see y'all flooding the comment section with the correct answer. You gotta be able to run the ball. And ladies and gentlemen, all training camp, we have not been able to run the ball. Screw the freaking Philly game. You don't think it was coincidence that every time we handed it off, we got 6 to 10 yards and 20 on some? They sat 36 people with our starting O-line and starting backs. Stop looking at the freaking Philly game. We ain't been able to run the ball all camp. Period. Not against Tampa, even in the game, we ain't been able to run against them. Not against the Raiders, even in the game, we barely could run against them. You gotta be able to run the ball. Every day in practice against our defense, we couldn't run the ball. And what did we ask? First 4 games. Guess what best teams have some of the greatest defensive fronts in the NFL? The New England Patriots, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Buffalo Bills. Those are going to be 4 of the best defensive lines we play this year. And linebackers. Some will argue at least 2 of those, maybe even 3 of those teams' front could be more formidable than ours. You got to be able to run the ball because that's what McDaniel wants to do. He wants to get in a slugfest where in the fourth quarter, neither team has 20 points, and you always got a shot. You always, if you in the fourth quarter and neither team has 20, you ain't out the game, especially if you at least got 10. That's going to be the game plan. That's why we kept all them tight ends. We want to run the ball, and when we pass, we want to do max protection with 2-man routes and a third as a chip and slipping out as a check down. It's that simple. Salute to Flipside Fishing, who has been a member of this channel for 14 months. He said, when I was at practice, the first thing my buddy and I noticed was how small their D-line were. Looked like a bunch of linebackers. Let's keep last week's game into perspective. Yeah. Everybody basing everything off of what happened versus the Eagles. D Wolverines with the donation said, if everything is running on all cylinders and leaps are taken, it can happen. I agree. This is not the same offense as last year. Let's be observant but hopeful. So your first part, I totally agree with. Anything is possible. If everything operating on all cylinders, it's not that it can happen. I believe it will happen. But when you say this is not the same offense as last year, let's be observant but hopeful. I like the observant but hopeful part. But when you say this ain't the same offense as last year, the genius in last year's offense was recognizing you can't run the ball. So what did Flores and his staff do? They said basically somewhat screw the run. We'll just make Tua the best first down quarterback in the NFL. Tua was our run game last year, y'all. Y'all need to understand what we ran last year. We only did it that way because we also couldn't run the ball. So we created small passes, dink and dunks in the RPO as an extension of the run. But what you're going to get with Mike McDaniel's offense is, even if you can't run, hand it off. Waste the play. 3rd and 9, here you go, Tua. 3rd and 11, here you go, Tua. 3rd and 7, here you go, Tua. We're not going to abandon the run, which means if we can't run the ball, there will be some wasted plays. That's the one thing that I did appreciate about the offense last year that everybody wants to rip apart. They only did that because they knew they couldn't run. Which would you rather? Flores and them still tried to run the ball? Or Tua getting 6 yards of chunk on first down? Which would you rather? He was one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the NFL on first down because we always had a wide open player, tight end in the flat, wide open, running up for another 8 yards after the catch. All of that. Play action, TD, but once again, I understand you setting up the play action, but people, once again, need to realize how often is it going to be set up? And let me tell you, go back to the Raiders game. These teams ain't dumb. They're going to start to sniff that out. They're going to not chase the running back. Because when you can't run the ball against a 6-man front, then they can come after the quarterback every time. Y'all going to see certain teams. Now, remember, you're going to have some teams we just dominate. No different from last year with Flores. Look at all them teams, too. Had 80% completion. We won the game, 7 games in a row. We beat them teams. But you're still going to run into them teams that smash you in the mouth for what you do. And you know what team's going to do that? It's going to be a team that says, Hey, all day. I don't care if the running back get the ball and go down the line. Screw that running back. The edges, y'all job. If y'all the opposite of where the quote-unquote run is going, go to the quarterback anyway. It's the same thing they did to Tannehill in the playoffs against Tennessee. Every time they handed that ball off, the quarterback had a man in his face just in case you didn't hand it off. That literally will wipe this offense out. And if you can run the ball doing that, that's your benefit. But if you can't run the ball, this whole offense won't work. That play action will be destroyed every time. Sacks, bad decisions, throwaways. So when they don't send that guy down the line to go get that running back and they send it to the quarterback, you got to be able to run the ball and make them pay for it. And if we can't do that, it's going to stunt our entire offense. Then all of a sudden, they're going to start going into a spread. They're going to be switching it up. This is how it works. Y'all saw that in the Raiders game, right? Our quarterback faked the handoff, turned off, and had somebody in his face. Ooh, let me get rid of that. Y'all remember that? Tua had that. He threw it in the dirt real quick. Skyler had it. He still made the play, but that's what you're going to get. That's how teams will play us, ladies and gentlemen. So this offense is going to be staggered if we can't run the ball. And that's also why they're going to have a lot of 8-man protections, because they don't even want that guy that need to come down the line. They don't even want him coming at the quarterback. But when you got 8-man protections in a 2-man route, especially against zone and all of those things, you're going to have to throw a whole lot more balls like you did to Tyreek the other day against number 1 safeties and number 1 corners all day. And let's see how that goes, continuing to float those out there, especially if you ain't placing it in the right place. Let's see how that continues to go. Let's see if Tyreek gets under everyone or some of the defenders start getting under him. These are all the things other teams will be game planning and scheming for. Omnaron said, TD fans talk, quick recap. Who else is injured now? Let me go back to it. Xavier Howard dealing with the minor injury. Nick Needham and Croson right now is limited. And Eric Rowe was not even spotted today. He has a shoulder injury, and you saw that shoulder injury in practice. You saw that injury in practice. I mean, not in the game, where it was just limp. So we'll see how that goes. G Firm says, sounds to me you feel we've regressed and got us missing the playoffs with a worse record than last year. You're being super pessimistic right now. Well, you're telling me I'm being super pessimistic, but then you said you feel, it sounds to you that I feel like we regress. I don't think we regressed at all. I think that we will miss the playoffs with 9 wins. I've already told you my prediction is 9-7. This makes it worse, but I'm going to stick with 9-7. As far as regressing, though, we got the same defense and better depth, so that's an improvement. We didn't have our starters in the secondary were banged up last year too, so it's the same situation, so we didn't regress on defense. And we got better on offense. We got more weapons and everything on offense. But schematically, if we can't run the ball, will our coach make the decision to get those first downs instead of just keep running the ball? And we got to see which one ends up being the better outcome. We don't know, so I'm not pessimistic about the season. I just told you I think we're going 9-7. I mean, that's a 9-8, excuse me. That's a winning record. I just told you what I think the record's going to be. because the Dolphins have done nothing this offseason to tell me that they can still beat Buffalo, that they could beat Cincinnati. They haven't. Those type of teams, they have showed me nothing that makes me feel that they can. Now, if we were running the ball decent, that'll all be different in my opinion. I feel like we'll be able to compete with anybody because I like the scheme if you got a run game. And what people fail to realize is the simple fact that this is a San Francisco system, how they run it, but people don't realize we have half the talent on our O-line than what they have. And you need every bit of that talent at that level that they have in order to run this. People do not realize we have half the talent on our O-line than what San Francisco has. Go look at their roster. Go look at that O-line on paper. Hall of Famers, perennial Pro Bowlers, all up and down the line. Ain't no debating that. And that's what you're going to need. Not a Teron Armstead and a Connor Williams out of position and everybody else just hold on. So that's why I just keep it real. This is what I believe. And I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they prove me wrong. And that's on Mike McDaniel. And time always tells, like I always tell y'all. All right, we got some more super chats. We got Lakers all day. Dope with the donation said, TD, think we should trade for a cornerback? That just depends on what the prognosis is for Byron Jones. Like, what do they truly feel about Byron Jones, about his injury, when he's going to be back? And do you think it's going to even impact his play when he get back? Is this an injury that would have made him possibly lose a step? Because it's one thing to rehab, but he ain't out there getting the work in to know, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of unknowns. Will you even get the best of him when he comes back? I don't know. But these are all questions, and the Dolphins have to answer that. And whatever that answer is would be the answer. If this may be a long-term issue for them and they feel like he'll never be the best version of himself, then absolutely you go get somebody. But if you think, hey, he's just a little longer rehabbing and he'll be back and he'll be just fine back to where he was, we going to have to deal with this hard time. Somebody said sign Logan Ryan for how much? That's another thing. How much money are you willing to invest in a guy? How much money are you willing to invest? Look at how much money you already investing at the position. All of these things, man, we got to consider. William Ray with the donation again, dropped the 10 bomb. Appreciate you, homie. He said, I hope Tua starts watching old Peyton game during coach days. Similar with their offense. Number 18 controlled the clock by using the clock to his advantage. No huddle, pass to open runs, few formation in game. Man, William keep dropping these dimes on me, and I'm loving everything he said. Because there's so much he said that I want to break down and get my opinion on. I like you using Peyton Manning. He did control the clock. See, and I love that you observed the type of system they ran. See, this was a part of the system that they built in. They ran a hurry up, non-hurry up. After the play, everybody just go to the line because I'm going to call a play at the line. We ain't got to waste that time huddling. So now we can sit in our position and rest a little, breathe, instead of running to the huddle, clapping and running back. All of this makes a difference, y'all. Small differences, but it makes a difference. So the play is over. Y'all line up. I'm telling y'all, now we got 30 seconds still on the clock. And now I get to communicate. Now I'm looking at the D, and I get time to actually break it down and say, yeah, I know what can beat this. So I have Tua watch Peyton Manning, but Tua ain't there yet. Tua ain't that guy that's going to be looking at a defense and saying, all right, you know what, I'm going to run against this. No, we ain't there yet, right? But I love that's something that this is where, like Tom Brady clicked the remote at home all day. This is what Tua should be doing at home, outside of the building, outside of the quote unquote extra work he putting in. This is the extra work that makes you elite. This is, and I don't know if he's doing it, but I'm just saying you'll only know if you see it on the field. But yeah, I agree with that. But not only that, then Peyton will have enough. He'll get under center with like 17 seconds left. Now he got time to call out 3 fake snaps and maybe get an easy 5 yards because of false offsides. I mean, it's so much he gets to do to play around to add to the game. So I love it. And he wasting all of that clock. He ain't breaking the huddle and snapping the ball with 9 seconds because you're just going through the flow. No, he making sure that clock get under 5 every time. At the 9-second mark, he and they really gonna run a play. They ain't just trying to get you outside, but they gonna try to if they can. And that's how that clock is running. And then he see you in a formation where you in pass D, he gonna run that ball, but he gonna wait till the last second. And the pass opening the run. This is where Tua has to be able to provide that level of comfort for this team. I'm so glad you said that though, William, because people always think the run opens up the pass, which it does. But ladies and gentlemen, the pass can also open up the run. You keep sticking it down. Now they got to switch from a single high to a cover 2. Now you got more run lanes. You might be able to do more. But can we threaten them in the pass enough to where they abandon putting an extra guy for the run? And most teams are going to make Tua do that first before they get out of it. And that's where Tua has to take the advantage and stick it to him. And that's where he's going to prove his value this year, is when teams disrespect him and give him no faith, and he stick it to him as he should, and then make him come out of it, and then that run game get to moving. He has to do that. It's going to be interesting. Thanks, William. Appreciate that, bro. Man, that was a good one. We got another one from Jonathan Jenkins. What's up, homie? He said Bills star cornerback Tre'Davious White will start on the reserve pup list. That's good. Per me and Tom Pelissero, as he works his way back, he's out for the first 4 games. Good thing with the Bills is they have one of the best secondaries in the league and the depth. But that is a huge plus for us. But the difference is, once again, we already know their offense can carry the defense. See, that puts us in the same situation. But we're going to hope that our offense can carry them, and we already know there's will. There's will. We all know that. There's will. Their offense will carry their defense if they have to. You only catch Buffalo twice a year where they put up that 10-point stinker against a terrible team, by the way. It's just rare. So, but that is good news, especially having Waddle and Tyreek. Lord, make Waddle be okay. Having both of those guys, forcing them to go to their backups. We'll always try to seek that matchup just like them. But now our offense got to get to work. They got to get that business in. They got to put that work on these teams, man. Our offense has to put that work in on these teams. TD, you missed try super chat. Did I? Try. My bad, homie. I'm going back to see if I got it. Here we go. It'll be I'm sorry for missing it. I don't know how I missed it. I was doing good on reading the super chats. it'll be a waste. And thank y'all for letting me know when I miss one, because I hate doing that. People give their hard-earned money to support the channel, and I'm so appreciative. And it looks like I ignore them. I hate that. So thank y'all for reminding me, and thank those who are donating to the channel. I appreciate it, guys. It'll be a waste to trade for a cornerback just to cover 4 games. I agree. But if it's a young stud that's ready to take over next year, I'm down. Now you got a point. If you can go get a guy who's young, who can actually continue the reins moving forward on that level, absolutely. But now we got to have that conversation. Here's the issue with that. That young stud probably is already coming up to a contractual year. And what y'all have to understand is the Miami Dolphins aren't just trying to move on from Byron just because in the next 2 years, because we know that it's coming up soon. It's inevitable, right? It's coming up soon. It has to be, right? You're getting older. You're paying a lot of money. It's coming up soon. But they're not just trying to trade him because he's getting older and it's coming up soon. It's also monetary. So trading for a young stud, I don't think they want to have the approach moving forward of putting that much money in the corners anymore. Maybe 1, but not 2 anymore. This is you're about to see the beginning. You're already seeing the beginning of a shift in our defense that nobody's talking about. I believe this is purely a guess. I could be wrong, but y'all follow me on this straight theory of what I believe. This year, they're focusing on surefiring that pass rush. They want to create a pass rush that can get there organically. Then they're going to start transitioning the secondary off of the big contracts and have a solid, well-rounded defense. Not one, it might even be transitioning the zone, y'all, over the years, over the next 2 to 3 years. This year is just the beginning of having that front solidified. And then they will attack linebackers heavily in the next 2 years. I don't know if it's next year or the year after, but they will hit them linebackers hard. Don't forget, this 3-4 scheme was brought in by Flores. We don't know what Mike McDaniel is going to want to bring in. He might want to bring that zone concept that San Francisco runs. But you can't do it day one. That's why they kept the D coordinator, said, I like what you do so far, keep it running. But he also said, I like to be a little bit more conservative at times because you don't need to always send pressure, bend but don't break. You don't want to give up the big play often. And I think we could be on our way in a transition. We just not recognizing it right now. So the problem of bringing a young stud in is he's going to be due his money soon. And I don't think they're really trying to take that approach. The big contracts. Y'all remember I said that? It may not happen that way, but keep your eyes out for it. Keep your eyes out for it. Great comment, though. We got the homie Jonathan Jenkins again said, Bill star corner. Oh, I already read that. All right. I think we had another one I don't want to miss. The homie G Firm said, Peyton went no huddle when there was a defensive look he could exploit, which hindered the other team from subbing. Well, it wasn't a defensive look. It was the personnel they had on the field. So once he identified the personnel he had on the field, he'll go no huddle so he can keep them in that personnel. So I agree with that. But not the defensive look, but the personnel he could exploit, because you don't know what the next play defensive look will be. They could just change the play. I know you got players that run different packages, but all of them still know all the plays. They just got to do their jobs. So it's the personnel that he took advantage of. Man, TD, you called it. We should have traded for JC Jackson. Man, that's about 4 months old now, 5 months old. But you remember when I was talking about this possibility, Byron having surgery. You already know you're going to move on from Byron or X in a year. If you really want to have the best defense in the league, go after a guy like J.C. Jackson and have 3 top corners. And right now, we wouldn't be blinking. We wouldn't be batting a week. We wouldn't be concerned whatsoever. But, that was a wish list, right? You can't have everybody. Michael Simmons, the homie, man, he said, check your cash app. How many points per game will the defense allow in the first 4 games? I'll do this in order. You told me to check the cash app. I see it, homie. Salute to you, man, as always. And the homie always dropping stuff in the cash app, man. Thanks for the love to the channel, man. Real talk. Appreciate that, man. Points per game will the defense allow in the first 4 games? You got the Patriots. They ain't putting up more than 23, if that. So I'm going to put them around 17. You got Baltimore. We'd be lucky if we hold them to 23, but I think we can. That's 40 points right there. Then we got, who's next at the Baltimore? Is it Buffalo? Is it Buffalo at the Baltimore, y'all? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Yes or no? I ain't thinking right now. Buffalo, then Cincy. Okay, Buffalo putting up 30. That's 70 right there. Cincy putting up 30. That's 100. 25 points the defense will allow in the first 4 games. In the first 4 games, the defense will allow 25 points per game. That's what I got. What do y'all think the defense will allow per game? Put it in the comment section. What do y'all think? Put your points per game in the comment section. Wow, that's tough. These are some of the best teams. I mean, we talk about the Bengals and Buffalo. Like, really? Come on. Some of y'all talk about 14 a game. 14 a game. I mean, what y'all think Buffalo gonna put up? Y'all think we gonna hold Buffalo to 17 points? We gotta stop this, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all gotta. Come on. You think this defense without Byron Jones gonna be holding all 4 of the roughest stretch in our schedule to 14 games? Then that means that the Dolphins defense will hold teams to 10 points this year. If the first 4 games is 14, then the Dolphins holding every team to 10 points this year. That ain't ever happened. Let me pull this up. Defensive points per game. Let me pull this up because some of y'all don't even realize what it is. Do y'all know the number 1 defense last year? Do y'all know what the number 1 defense gave up per game last year? The number 1 defense in the NFL, the best team of not allowing points last year, gave up 18.3 points a game. 18.3 a game. That's the number 1 defense in the NFL last year. Don't forget, we basically got the same defense, and we gave up 22 last year. We gave up 22 points a game last year. And you talking about some of the best teams we're going to play that has offensive juggernauts, and we going to hold them to 20? When our average was 22 last year, and these are supposed to be the teams we struggle with stopping scoring? 25 to 26 points a game in the first 4 is my answer. That's my answer. And we going to say 20 points without Byron Jones. New England was better than us last year in points per game, 19.4. Jets were worse than the NFL. They gave up 29.6 a game. Do y'all know what the league average is? The league average is what we were. 22. We were average in the NFL at 22. We were dead smack in the middle with Arizona. So I'm sorry, I can't go along with them 20s and 14s and crazy stuff like that. You know what 14 points a game mean? You got the most historic defense that ever played the game. That's what that would be. All right, to Non with the donation said hashtag greatest show on turf. Salute to you, man. Especially saying to Non, they say I'm the biggest hater out here, man. It's crazy. I appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you. Jose said, what I really want to know is how many points per game do you think our offense will score? That's a good question. In the first 4 games, or are you talking about just this year? In the first 4 games, or are you talking about this year? Why am I asking you that? Let me just give you both, okay? First 4 games, Patriots will put up 24 points this year versus the Patriots in that first game. And by the way, if you don't know, the Patriots, like I said, they had the number 3 defense last year. They got one of the best defensive fronts there is, stopping the run. People don't think about that. Their secondary is trash, but they get to the quarterback quick, and they roll their coverage and zones and all of that. So that in this Belichick. But I think we put up 24 versus the Patriots. It's the first game of the season. We're going to be banging real contact, going against ones versus ones, and it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be tough. That's 24. The second game, you got Baltimore. They defense is a jet. The problem is they had all them injuries last year that creeped up on them. I'm going to say Baltimore, we put up 27. That's 51 right there. Against the Buffalo Bills, I think we're going to put up 20 points. That's 71 right there. The Bengals, I think we put up 24 points. What's that, 95? So 95 divided by 4. So do the math. It's pretty much 23 point something. Let me pull my calculator up. 95 divided by 4. I think that's 94. 23 points, 24 points a game in the first 4. In the first 4 games, we're going to average 24 points a game. In the season, I think we'll average 26 points a game during the regular season. That's what I think this team will put up. Yeah. Yeah. Let me look at offenses from last year. Let me look at offenses from last year. The number 1 team was Dallas last year at 30.4 points a game. All right. The Dolphins last year put up 20.1 points a game. 20.1. We're going to go from 20 to 26, in my opinion, this year. A 6-point difference. What people don't realize is a 6-point difference is massive. And I ain't going to lie, I'm being a little bit of a homer because my initial projection, hold on, I think I'm having an issue here. Okay, I got it fixed. Y'all bear with me. I had an issue with my system. My initial projection was that this team is going to put up 25 a game. I'm going to say 26. 26 a game. Offensively. And 26 a game makes you like a top 12 team in the NFL. Offensively. Somewhere around 10. That's where that'll lie. 26 a game will be somewhere like 10th in the NFL. Give me a second real quick. I had an issue. My system was spazzing out on me. It's better now, I think. All right, yeah, let me see. 26 will make you, it'll be the 10th best offense in the NFL for points per game. That's what 26 will get you. And having an offense that's 26 points a game and a defense that's putting the points that we just talked about up, that makes you like a top 18. Top 18 roughly in the NFL, which you should make the playoffs. The defense can cause turnovers, 27. No, that's already factored in for me. It's already factored in. I mean, y'all got to realize it ain't many teams that's putting up freaking 30. Like, look at the teams last year. Dallas put up 30.4. Tampa, 29.9. Buffalo, 29.8. Chiefs, 29.4. Chargers, 27.9. Rams, 27. These are the powerhouses in the NFL. New England put up 27 a game. 26.6. Let me be correct. See, well, that's the thing people don't respect about New England. They're sneaky good. Even last year, nobody respects them, but they were sneaky good. They had the number 3 defense in the NFL, and that defense also put points on the board. And you don't think they got better this year? I know people talk about their corners, but those guys were dealing with injuries last year. You never can sleep on Belichick. You just can't. Somebody said because New England put up 50 once. Yeah, it happens. That can definitely help it, but most teams have games like that. Most teams do. And I want you to think about even the Dolphins last year, some of our higher scoring games, right? Put up 31 versus the Jets, 33 versus the Panthers. Hold on. 31 versus the Jets. I think again, I don't know. No. Hold on. This thing is backwards. Y'all forgive me. Let me go back to the beginning. All right, regular season. Like 28 versus the Raiders, but we lost. 28 versus the Falcons, but we lost. I'm looking for anything over 25 points. 33 versus the Panthers. 31 versus the Jets. 33 versus the Patriots in the second game. And that was it. And the sucky thing is, some of the games where you put up the most points, it's embarrassing if you lose. It's embarrassing if you lose games that you put up a lot of points in. All right, let me go down to the next super chat. Man, y'all bear with me. I know I'm getting a lot of super chats, so I'm trying to read them all right? Make sure I ain't miss no more. Did we get caught up on them? Man, I'm way behind this chat. I'm sorry. I'm almost caught up, y'all. You good, man? You good? What, you got a candle? Okay, thank you. Love you. You good? All right, you don't need anything, do you? All right, cool. All right, Jose. Okay, there we go. I say 28 points per game because of a special teams boost, not taking back to the house every game, but also based on field positioning. I think that's a little more overrated in today's NFL. There aren't many returns in the NFL anymore. Returns have been reduced drastically. So the impact of that is less than like it's a whole lot less, that impact in the NFL. All right, I think I'm caught up. Finally. Appreciate it, guys. Everybody who donated, but I've finally gotten caught up. All right. But yeah. Anything else I wanted to bring up about this? Let me see, because it's almost 6 o'clock. I want to go over homework with my son, and then I want to do an open panel later tonight. Let me see. I'm gonna answer a few more questions for those who didn't donate. Put your questions in the comment section now. I still got another 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna try to come back later tonight because I want to do an open panel. I want to hear from a lot of y'all, man. What do you think about the secondary? What do you think about the 53-man roster? What do you think about all of the stuff that's going on right now, not just in even around the league? So please come back tonight. Let me see if I can give you a definitive time now that I'll make sure that I'm live. Let's go with, I don't need that much time. Let's go with 7:30. 7:30, I'll come back. We're going to do about 10 more minutes of me answering questions on this stream, but at 7:30, come back, join the conversation. When I start the show, I'm going to drop the link right away. I'm dropping the link. We having a conversation. Let's do it. We're going to try to do an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 if it gets good, and we'll be good from there. All right, let me read some of these questions. TD, confidence level on Tua this year, 1 to 10. Let me base it. I'm gonna have to base that off of last year. My last year confidence was a 5, my honest confidence. This year, I'm gonna go 6.8, and that's good. For me, that's good. 6.8. That's strong to me. Some people gonna say that's hating, but that's strong to me. 6.8. Last year would have been 5. That's my confidence level. What's your confidence level on a scale of 1 to 10? Drop it in the comment section right now. Drop it in the comment section right now. Do Jets sweep Dolphins? Do you get blocked? No, I'm just playing. Not at all. It's not even possible. Okay. If that happens, yeah, I'm gonna be real bad on this channel. I'm gonna be real bad. Oh man, I asked y'all all to put y'all score, and I see all the scores, but it took away all the questions. So if you got more questions, put them in. 7, 5, 8, 6, 6.5 to 7, 8.5, 7, 3, 8, meh, 7.5, 4, 8, 7, 5, 4, 7, 7. Gosh, I'm not getting any 9s or 10s. So the delusion has left the building. The delusion has left the building. I ain't getting no 9s or 10s. So, I mean, people at least putting their football cap on and keeping it 100 and being fair. There go my 10. Dexo O10 game. Hey, I'm with you, man. It's all good. TD, should we sign Joe Hayden? Again, that's going to depend on the situation, how they feel about the Byron Jones situation. But I'm all for bringing in help because I want this team to be great. I want us to fix any deficiencies we'll have. So sign who you can, but I think they're trying to save money. TD, Justin Coleman was released. Yeah, I know. We got Croson. TD, would we? Oh, I already read that. Who else is hurt in the secondary? Xavier Howard has a minor injury. Nick Needham and Croson are limited, and Eric Rowe is out with a shoulder injury. He was nowhere to be found today, so they're gonna give us more details on that, how serious or how non-serious it is. Solomon Kinley cut surprised me. Did it surprise you? It didn't surprise me, but it surprised me because I expected him to make the roster given our O-line situation. But I thought he was actually improving. But they moved on from him. TD confidence level if Skyler was QB1. If Skyler was QB1, my confidence level would be a 6, and that's purely on hype. That's running with the hype because I don't know what to expect for him in the real game situation. It's no different from Tua in camp. He be having these great moments. He did it last year in camp. Whoa! Then regular season come, we had no whoas. So same thing with Skyler. I keep it 100 over here. At the end of the day, I love what he did in preseason, but I'll have a confidence level of 6, and that's a little biased because I ain't seen the bad of him yet. Once I see the bad of him, whatever that is, my grading will start to be a little bit more what it's supposed to be. But I don't know what it's supposed to be. Maybe 6 is right. I don't know. But it definitely ain't the confidence that I'll have in Tua going into the season. I've maintained that. If I had to choose who starts, it's Tua's hands down. I wouldn't even consider Skyler starting day one. I just went on Twitter and said he's the best quarterback on the roster. And that took people crazy. But that's neither here nor there. TD, do you think this defense is going to be any good against running QBs like Jackson? Depends. If we play in zone, they're gonna rip us apart. And here's the thing. People play zone against mobile quarterbacks so that they can't get the big runs, but they maximize that 6 to 8 yards, don't they? So I'll be like, it's a waste. But and if we identify a man concept, absolutely I'm scared. Because, well, it depends on the quarterback. If you're mobile and can stick it to us, oh, we in trouble. Because when we send a 0, they can make you pay, especially with Byron being out. And if you don't send a 0, they're going to be looking, the defense going to be swaying, and when they see the opportunity, they can get up and out of there on anybody. So, yeah, but tell me a defense that don't worry about that. Tell me a defense that don't worry about Josh Allen. Tell me a defense that don't worry about Patrick Mahomes. You see what I mean? Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. I mean, every defense, I don't care how great you are, you worry about them kind of guys. Period. Opinion on Pat's not having offensive coordinator or how Mike or McDaniel can evaluate our offense. There's no concern about the Patriots not having a coordinator. Same thing they did with the defense in New England when Flores was the play caller. Belichick don't like doing that. He don't like naming you nothing. Just do your job. I mean, what you need a title for? He ain't gonna change your pay. He don't like doing that. He don't want you to know who he got doing what because he don't want you coming stealing them all the time. That's pretty common for him. And how McDaniel can elevate our offense. This is the team. McDaniel's already elevated the offense because this scheme is perfect for this team if this O-line can create lanes for the run game, if we can be explosive and productive in the run game. His whole plan goes to if we can't run the ball. Yeah, you still going to get some Tyreek chunk plays and some crossers wide open, but you run the ball, this defense is operating at its capacity. You can't run the ball, you just got a whole bunch of nice plays here and there and still punting the ball and maybe punch some in. It gets tough. William Ray just became the newest member with the Pro Bowl status. Salute. Oh, that's William. He keep on showing love. Salute to you, man. Thank you for joining. To all of our members, thank y'all for what y'all do for the channel on a monthly basis. Also, thank you for showing love. by pretty much basically committing to a monthly basis of showing support to the channel. Also make sure that you hit the like button, everybody who's here still. And shout out to the mod squad. I know I added a whole bunch of mods earlier. I'm gonna stop reading the questions right now. I'm gonna mod a few people up, then I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta get back at 7:30 and I want to get back to y'all on time. Latest will be 8, but I'm gonna push for 7:30. All right. So let me mod a few people up. And then I'm gonna get up out of here. So again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you sub. Thank y'all for tuning in to TD FINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I love every single one of y'all. I love that we can debate, disagree, have all that good stuff, and we still respect each other because that's what it's about. The people that rock with me, in opinion, don't get them bent out of shape to where they don't rock with me anymore. So I salute to all those individuals. TD, are you worried that we won't have Flores calling the defense? No, because at the end of the day, we need to find out if your boy Boyer is the real deal or not. It's that simple. We need to find out. Because that's also going to answer a lot of questions with the people that was attacking Flores. Let's see. Anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. I'll see y'all at 7:30. Come back. I want to hear from y'all. Make sure that you come when I drop the link. Get backstage. I want to hear from y'all, okay? I want to hear from y'all. I'm trying to tell TD to mod you back up, Meyer. Where Mr. Justice at? Oh, I thought I just did. Maybe. No, I just modded you up. I modded you up while I was reading that. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tonight. This is TD FINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Like I said, I love y'all. I'll see you soon. Peace. Let me go do the homework with these little ones. Bye-bye.